This is gonna turn out to be the bombest cake bomb, cake ball, cake pop, the bombest cake pop ever. Hello and welcome to the very first Improv My Life. Let's get started. Today, we're gonna make cake pops. Or at least we're gonna try to. So I've got a nice cake. I've got some bowls and spoons and stuff. I've got this. We'll see if we can use this. We've got some of these and some of these. And hopefully, when we mix this all together, it'll make a cake pop. I got the idea to make a cake pop when I was browsing Facebook, and you know how they have those videos of food that you can make? I didn't realize this, but all you really need to do to make cake pops is you just gotta mash the cake up with some frosting. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna take this cake, mash it up, and see if it makes a cake pop. And get some frosting in there. Got some peanut butter stuff in case I need that. This whole experience is just about fucking around, trying stuff out, okay? Now, I have the cake in this bowl, but I have this ring of frosting, so I'm gonna start by taking this frosting, oh god, and just getting it in there. Maybe I should wait. Nah, we just gotta go head first, do this on our own. That's what improv is all about, guys. And that's what I'm getting at, is that this is an experience of going out there with what you have and just doing it. Okay? That's what improv's about. That's what life is about. That's what this show is about. Okay? I'm gonna do this with my hands because they're already covered in frosting, so they're just gonna get more covered in frosting. I don't mind that. It's that kind of a day, isn't it? This is cold AF, okay? My hands are freezing, which is ridiculous. It's just, it hasn't gotten warmer. Good God. Maybe I should have gotten gloves for this. My hands, look at these. So, you're almost done when you get to a point where it's like kneading dough. I'm gonna show you. It looks like dough. It actually does. There was plenty of frosting in here, which I'm glad about. I was like, oh, maybe I should have gotten more frosting. No, we're good. We're good. We are so good, guys. This is gonna turn out to be the bombest cake bomb, cake ball, cake pop. The bombest cake pop ever. Anyway, we've got this ball of cake here. And this is exactly what we want this to look like, I think. Fuck if I know, honestly. But it looks pretty good. And now I'm gonna taste some of it, because that's what you do on cooking shows, I think. Oh my god. That's sweet as fuck. Can I just eat this? No, I gotta see it to the end. Okay. I gotta wash my hands before the next step. So I'll see you in a little bit. My hands are clean, which means that we're ready for the next step, which is to make the frosting. I've got a bowl here. I think, see, my goal here is to make like a glazy type kind of thing. So we'll see how that turns out. Okay? Look at that. I kind of just want to eat this. I'm gonna try some. I had no idea what this was. This is chocolate cheesecake hazelnut. Mmm. Mmm. This will be good. This will be very good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna spoon a whole bunch of it into this bowl that I have here. How much do you think, guys? Two spoonfuls, maybe a little bit more. Probably. That's good, I think. And then to make it like more like a glaze type thing, I'm gonna add some milk. Is that enough milk? We'll see. And I'll stir it up. This is gonna take a lot of stirring. I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's getting easier, as you can tell by the faster stirring. It's all kind of homogenized into one liquid, more or less. There are some lumps, but I think, well, we're all a little lumpy, so that should be fine. I'm gonna lick the spoon because why not? That's like really, really sweet. Like, hurt your tongue sweet. I'm gonna drink some of this milk. And that, kids, is how you chug. Don't you do it with alcohol, Rachel? No, you do it with milk. Because you're a good kid. Okay? You're a good kid. So now we've got our frosting. I'll show you there, that chocolatey, creamy goodness. And we've got our giant cake ball, which is going to be made into small cake pop ball things. We got a baking pan right here, which makes me look professional AF. Let me tell you, this makes me look like an adult. We're gonna take some cake and then roll it. This is too big. That's better. Roll it into a ball. That looks good. Get the excess. Take a toothpick and then dip that in our mixture that we've got. This isn't working at all. Oh gosh. And then do that. Except for that's not what we're gonna do, because these toothpicks are not strong enough to handle the sheer immensity. Maybe if we made them smaller. Yeah, let's just make them smaller. I think that'll work. You're just gonna have to like pinch it off. Like these are gonna be very small. But that's okay. That's a little better. That'll have to do. Because I'm impatient. I want my cake pops. See, you got your little ball. They look kind of like meatballs, which is not what you want in a dessert, but it might be what you need in a dessert. Oh, dude, I just realized I got sprinkles. I don't think I'm going to be able to put the sprinkles on the way that I'm doing this. So maybe I screwed up. I might have screwed up. But that's okay. This is Improv Kitchen, so it's not a screw up. It's just a yes and. You're just gonna yes and this problem. You know, let me tell you about yes and. A lot of people, like civilians, as they're known in the theater sphere, a lot of civilians know yes and. They're very familiar with yes and. And a lot of people who don't do improv but do theater know yes and. And so within the improv community, people laugh at people who say yes and, because that's not all there is to it. And that's true. It's not just yes and. It's yes, we like to say in my troupe, we like to say yes, thank you. See, the principle behind yes and is that your partner is saying something, and as they're saying something, they're giving you a gift. They're giving you something that you can work with. So when they say, like, oh, why are we in this lamp store? You're like, yes, it's an enthusiastic. Yes, we're in this lamp store to buy a lamp for our dead cousin, and you just roll with it, but you're excited about it, okay? Like, you, maybe not as a character, but you, as the improviser, need to get excited about what your partner's given you, because they've given you something. They've given you the pleasure of a scene that is completely different, that no one's ever seen before, and no one will ever see again. That's really fucking cool, guys. So the bottom of the cake pop has very little frosting, because it's all pooling at the top, which is not ideal, but that's okay. Who else am I gonna have eat these? I don't know. If you know me, come to my apartment and I'll give you a cake pop. I mean, the other thing, and I cannot stress this enough, I am a college student, and all of my friends are college students. And if someone has something that they've baked, they've made it with their own hands, it's like a yes, thank you. You're like, oh my god, that's the most beautiful cake pop I've ever seen, because you spent your hard-earned money and you wasted your time and you made that, and now you're gonna give it to me. That's a thank you. That's a yes, thank you. That's like the college attitude. That should be your attitude in life, guys. It should be your attitude about everything. Yes, thank you. Holy shit. It's a good thing my face is cut out, because it probably looks like I have dookie on my face. So I'm out of room on this tray, and I'm also pretty much out of the frosting. I still have a little bit of dough left, but honestly, that might just be dessert for tonight. So I'm going to put these in the freezer for 20 minutes. It's either 20 minutes or 2 hours, and honestly, I just really want it to be 20 minutes, so it's going to be 20 minutes. And this would be the part where I played an improv game, but I didn't really get a lot of suggestions for kitchen utensils, which is what I was asking, like, on Twitter and Tumblr and all of that stuff. So I'm just gonna shoop-de-doop this one, and maybe next time I'll have enough. We'll see. It's improv, everybody! So my timer just went off, which means it's time for cake pops. The toothpicks do nothing. They do absolutely nothing in terms of, like, picking them up so that you can eat them, like, being utensils. They're not super firm. They do stick to the bottom of the pan quite a bit, so there's that. Let's try one. Worth it, honestly. You might have to, like, grab it with your hands and just kind of eat it like a fucking animal, but that's okay, because they're so good. I don't even have an analogy for you. I mean, they're not that good, it's just I'm shitty at coming up with analogies, but they're very good. Maybe you can try it. Maybe you can do better than me. Maybe you'll end up with a huge mess, but that's okay. Sometimes a show is really good, sometimes it's a huge mess, and it just takes a lot of practice. Okay? Just keep going at it, and eventually you'll make something that, if not amazing, is at least palatable. And that's what we're all searching for, I think. Palatable. To celebrate this new show that we've got, and just because I like candles, here's to the first episode of Improv My Life. And here's to many, many more, hopefully. See you later, YouTube. Holy shit, I got wax on my finger.